Vigits, yo, what's up, guys? What's going on? Welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well. So, I'm kind of concerned about Manchester United going into the Champions League. I know the transfer window's coming up. I know there's rumors of them getting a forward, possibly Kane. Hopefully, that's Kane. I think that'll be a big improvement. And not because of lack of goals, just they need another striker. Rashford doesn't suffice. I don't think he alone fits the bill to take them all the way to a semifinal. I don't see Manchester United as is going to a semifinal. I really find it hard to believe that they'll even get past the quarterfinals. I don't see that. I really don't see that. A center midfield, with Mason Mount coming in, I think that'll be an improvement because Eriksen, while he's good on the ball, defensively, I don't think he does much. Fernandes, as much as I don't like him, he is the orchestrator. He is the one. You could tell that he's one step above everybody else in terms of where to place the ball. He's a cut above. He's a cut above most players in United. Sadly, he is the only one. He is the only one that kind of can create something that can feed the forwards. Without Fernandes, I don't see this Man United doing anything and having any creativity. I don't see them as having any creativity without Fernandes. Rashford by himself, like I said, I can't see him doing anything. Rashford's just really good at running, kicking from long distance. Sancho, man, what can I say about Sancho? I thought Sancho, like I said, was a little bit quicker. I thought he had more pace to him. So he is tricky. He is crafty when on the ball. But with that, I think you should have a little bit of pace, and he doesn't really have really any pace. To come to think about it, he doesn't really have any pace. And Martial, you guys, please tell me you're joking about Martial. You gotta let that guy go. Like, please, somebody else pick him up. I heard that Aston Villa is interested in him. Yo, let him go. Let that man go. He's just on the ball. He seems slow. Today, at least, against Fulham, just like some weird passes that he was making that just weren't connecting. He's just not a Man United player. I don't see him as a Man United player. He looks like a discounted Louis Saha. If y'all remember Louis Saha in the 2000s. I'm not saying Louis Saha is that much better, but he just looks like a cheaper version of Louis Saha. So he has to go. Martinez hopefully will be back for next season. And of course, I heard Maguire leaving, and I think you guys are trying to get the Napoli defender, Jim something, but mostly a striker. Mostly a striker in a center midfield. Yeah, a DM, a defensive midfielder. That'll be, or the whole column. You just get the whole column. And I think Man United might stand a chance of doing something in the Champions League. But again, just the way this game played out. Look, Fulham isn't just any other team. Fulham had a good first half. At least the first 10, 15 minutes, it seemed like Fulham was going somewhere besides the goal. And Rashford was the one that was supposedly covering what's his name, Tete. He didn't pick him up, and he just walked in and easy header, and from a tight angle, no less. After that, they seemed like they might score a second goal, and then the penalty, which was finally there was a penalty. I can say that there was no question about it at all that was a penalty. And just the way he went to execute that penalty, Mitrovic just poorly taken. Really good save from De Gea, but poorly taken from Mitrovic. And had that gone in, I think that would have been a very different game. I think we would have been seeing a very different game. Fulham could have won this. Fulham did look, a little bit dangerous, and not just that. And what I really like about Fulham, sadly, they're not going to play any kind of European football, but just the tenacity and the grit that this team has, like from minute 1 all the way to 90 plus, they don't slow down in the rhythm. They just keep going 100%. They keep it 100. Man United, I can't really say that. Sometimes I see players like Sancho losing the ball and not even going after his marker. Like, it's too much work. Like, I can't be bothered to pick up that guy. I lost the ball. It's the last game. We're up 2-1. Who cares? Who gives a damn? For me, what's synonymous with Man United is just that hustle, that drive, the tenacity, and some of these players don't look like they have it. Some of like Martial doesn't look like he has it. He's too tired or something. It's I'm French. What's up? I kind of want to root for them, but I feel it's gonna be just a repeat when they had Lukaku, they had Pogba, and I forgot what year that was, but that it seemed like on paper like it was a really good team. And yet, when the Champions League came up, I think they got knocked out with Barca and some other team too. And there was potential there. You could see that there was something. I think PSG also, they played against PSG. And they beat PSG, if I'm not mistaken. So it looks like there's quality, there's potential, but they just run short. It's like they just fall short of getting there. And this team doesn't instill in me that confidence that they're going to go that far. And I want them to go that far. It's about time Man United get to at least a semifinal of a Champions League. Damn, I need to see that for some reason. It's not like I'm a huge fan of Man United, but I feel like that it's just a team like that needs to be passing quarterfinals, and they just can't. They just can't. A lot of hype. I think people get on this hype train about Garnacho. He's a young player. What I really like about Garnacho, I gotta highlight this, is he's daring, he's bold. He does what nobody else does, and he breaks that scheme, that routine play of just doing the same thing, that monotonous gameplay. I just love that when he comes in. You know you're gonna get something exciting out of him, but he still plays that kind of scrub football, that football that you play, you know, at the park for fun, where you know there's no responsibility. And I think that's to his detriment, because there was a moment where Manchester United were counterattacking like 3 times in a row, and really good combination from Fernandes, Fred, Garnacho, Rashford. And the first one, the one that he hit the crossbar, I thought he did an exceptional job. Instead of passing it to Rashford that was behind him, he just took the shot. And most players would have been looking for someone else. The second one that Malacia gave to him and ended up hitting the crossbar as well, that one he should have gave to Fernandes because he was in a better position. So knowing when to shoot, knowing when to pass, and you know, and he's young, so that'll come gradually with time. But I feel that he's limited in that sense, and defending. Even though in the Fulham game, I felt that he was defending a lot. Yeah, you could tell it was something that was directed at him, you know, something that he doesn't really innately do on his own, that he needs someone to tell him, because it was just like forced. You could tell in his just skittish, like going after the ball but not really sure if Malacia should get the guy or I should get the guy, a little bit convoluted at times. I don't think he's that smart on the ball, if that makes any sense. Like I see Saka from Arsenal, which I criticize. I think he's a little bit smart on the ball. Maybe that could be because he's a little bit older and just has, you know, international games also for England, played a lot more for Arsenal. I don't know. Get rid of Martial, bring in a DM, also a center back, and I think Man United, you know, will be looking good. And of course, a striker, hopefully Kane or someone like Kane. Because if you guys don't do that, then it's just going to be another like, yeah, we qualified for a Champions League, but we didn't do anything with that. You know, it's just we qualified anyway, and that's it. And we're just showing up. I just want to see good gameplay. I want to see like, you know, entertaining football. I want to see the dynamic football. I want to see, you know, that grit that is, again, synonymous with Man United. I don't want to see what happened with Sevilla. It was just the weirdest thing. It was just a paradox that, you know, you end up like dominating at home, Old Trafford, and then you go over there and it's just like you got murdered. You got just played around. You got finesse. So this game had a very different outcome if it had not been for the lack of quality that Fulham doesn't possess compared to Man United. And I don't know. When I think of Man United, do they have that quality? I feel like they don't have that quality that they used to have. But it's good. They got the win at home, and they had a decent game. They played. There were times that they looked really good on the ball, and just times that just made me scratch my head and made me wonder. Like, I don't know, for a Champions League, I don't know. For Premier League, I think they'll be okay. So we'll see. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching as always. Stay tuned for future videos, of course, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.